The grooves and all the time, no excuses and no blame. I'm stepping up my game. I'm a groove school, yes I am. With groove I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me. The most loose and free. I'm dancing through my dreams. Bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groove-alicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving.
Hello, Groove. David Lemon here, and welcome to another session of Groove Q&A. I hope you're excited. I hope you're doing well. We are almost ready to go. We are waiting for more people to join. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do a very quick introduction and how things are going. So I can see quite a lot of you are already here. If you can, I would appreciate if you jump into the comment section and say, hi, David, I'm here, I'm watching. Or if you have any questions, you can ask them there as well. I can see Sebastian is here, Basics for You, Ismail is here, Freddy Z Place is here. Hello, Groove family. All right, so many people are coming in. It's exciting. What's happening in Groove? Let's start with that one. There's a lot of stuff happening with Groove. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to is that we are close to finalizing the setup for the email builder for Groove Mail. We are preparing a new builder where you'll be able to kind of create those rich emails like what you see in newsletters from big companies. And you sign up for example, an e-commerce store, then they send you newsletter with images, with all sorts of different things. We'll have that in Groove Mail as well. I'm going to immediately tell you guys the stuff. For example, I know I saw some of the questions are about when is the Groove Mail SMTP going live for everybody. I can tell you that we are already enrolling people. Like I believe we started last week, enrolling people into the Groove Mail SMTP. What we are doing first is we are bringing in people with lists that have like very, very dedicated audience. For example, when they send out an email that like 90% of the people from their list are opening it. So we are already rolling in people. This is going to be very slow. So at this moment, our sending is very, very good. The deliverability of the emails is very good, and we are going to warm it up with more accounts sending from that one SMTP. And then once we have seen with, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, maybe 100 people that we know have a very good and dedicated audience, opening emails, clicking on links and things like that, then we'll start rolling it out per seniority. So that's what's happening right now. I believe we already have around 30-ish people on GrooveMail SMTPs. We're waiting for their feedback. We're assisting them with any kind of questions. And basically that's the update. So we started rolling it out. If you have a question like, oh, can you get me? I also have a dedicated audience. We are reaching out to those people that we see within dashboard of our admin panels, whose lists, whose emails are getting the reach that we want, and we're reaching out to those people, approving them, allowing them access, and then we are going to roll out GrooveMail real soon after we have warmed up sending through many different accounts from those users that that I just mentioned. So that's basically it. So we are coming close with the GrooveMail builder. I believe this is going to be by the end of this month. We'll have the email builder in GrooveMail and the SMTPs I just mentioned. There is no ETA on when you exactly will have access, but I can just say that we started rolling it out. I believe April, sometime mid-April, we'll already have the majority of people. That's just my estimate of what I see happening within the platform. The numbers are good. The numbers are promising so far. There were no users that we allowed in. No issues happened. No spam complaints. Nothing. So for now, knock on wood, everything is happening real well. All right, let's move to GroovePages. GroovePages, we are in the final stages of two very cool features, which one of them is the block clipboard. So you'll be able to kind of copy and paste blocks on your canvas. And the other thing is the global blocks. Global blocks will be able to create a block and then save that block, put it on other pages, and whenever you're updating your global block, that's going to update on all of the pages at the same time. So that's coming close. We are in testing phases for that functionality. There's many fixes also happening for GroovePages, but some of the bigger stuff that we are working on is, for example, the sharing of pages, funnels, and webinars as well. When we recently did a migration to the database, we needed to completely start over that functionality of the sharing of the pages and funnels and things like that, because the structure in our database changed. So we were kind of 70% ready with that functionality, and we were kind of wanted to roll it out, but we waited with it because of this database change. So now we started it from scratch. That's also getting finalized very soon. And we'll have that sharing capability of maybe you just want to share one page, let others import your template, just one page, or a whole funnel, or a whole webinar funnel, and things like that. What else? Oh yeah, the UI. The new UI is going to come out real soon. With the new UI, the SEO functionality. The SEO functionality is all done. We're just going to be releasing it together with the new sidebar UI, which is real cool as well. And I believe that is it that I can just remember for GroovePages. Let's see, GrooveMember. We are finalizing the admin impersonation for the version 2 of GrooveMember. Basically, when you create a membership, now at the current stage, you need to create a member and enroll yourself as a member to be able to see how it looks like on the front end. But with this admin impersonation, you'll be able to kind of with 1 or 2 clicks very quickly go into the memberships and see how it looks like for the kind of the front end that the users will experience as well. So that's done. We are doing a bunch of different fixes for our video library. Our video library had a couple of reports that in certain cases the video is playing on certain memberships and on certain devices and in certain browsers, but in certain cases it just doesn't show up the video. So we're working on those bugs. Some other bugs with the editor, like for example, the video component is showing up by default. That's also getting sorted, or it may have already been sorted. I need to double check. But yeah, GrooveMember mainly bug fixes and a couple of smaller improvements in this sprint. That's basically it. What else? GrooveSell got a couple updates. Like for example, you can have dynamic variables sent in webhooks right now. That was just released a couple hours ago, where when you're tracking links, for example, with systems like ClickMagick or some other platforms, and you want to send over webhook information for affiliate signups, for example, or tracking sales or something, users were requesting to be able to put in some variables, like for example, who's the affiliate, or how much was the affiliate commission, or how much is the product that was sold, and things like that. So that's now available within the webhook. You can also do UTM parameters and things like that. I'm going to do a video about that, but that's something for advanced users. Many requests were for that functionality. Now that's available. We also did some improvements for our promo tools. I'm going to do a video on that one as well. And for GrooveSell, we started working on new payment gateways. So one of the first payment gateways that is being worked on is Molly, and we are enrolling a couple more payment gateways. We will do what the team is currently working on is a component for payment gateways. When this component is done, it will allow a lot of different payment gateways to be able to basically, payment gateways will be able to add them very quickly into the system. So we'll not need to code each and every payment gateway from scratch, but there will be kind of a base structure already done, and then we'll just plug in the different code that the payment gateway companies provide. So this is kind of a shortcut for us. So Molly is getting developed with this type of architecture, and then we'll be adding in a RazorPay and Paystack and to checkout. So that's what's being done right now by one of the teams in GrooveSell. There is another team working on a very cool functionality. We talked about that on the last Groovathon. I'm not sure if you heard about that, but this is a subscription trial. So when you turn on a trial, you have installment and subscription, I believe. Both of them will be added. And another cool thing is the maintenance fee. So when you want to, for example, create a fee where you start with a fixed amount, a one-time payment, but to continue on a subscription basis. So you set up you'll set up a product in GrooveSell with a one-time with a maintenance fee. So then you can charge, I don't know, $49.99 for getting access to your membership, for example, but then you charge $10 each month after that for continuous access to your membership. For example, that's one of the use cases, but this maintenance fee is something that we are working on. There's another team member in GrooveSell that is working on global integrations. So now when you go into Groove and you head over to the upper right hand side corner, integrations, what you see: Active Campaign, Aweber, Webinar Jam, GoToWebinar, and the other ones, we recreated 85% of those because some of the functionalities were missing. For example, Aweber, Active Campaign, MailChimp, and things like that. What we had before was adding people to a list, and that's basically it. Now what we did is adding people to a list, adding people or tagging people, adding people to automations, and whatever their code allows. So many requests were for updating our integrations and expanding it to be able to tag or put people into automations immediately and things like that. That's being worked on right now. And we also developed a functionality that is, or actually this is being worked on right now, created a cool, very cool architecture for the integrations, which will enable us to first much quicker add integrations into our system much quicker, and handle integrations from different platforms that work differently much faster. So what we are working on right now at this moment is, I believe, Usign. We'll redo this integration with our new architecture. And after that, Zapier, Integrately, Integromat, Pabbly, and these automation platforms, these kind of connecting platforms are being worked on, which is pretty cool. So if you were asking when is Integrately, when is Pabbly, when is Integromat coming, within the next couple of weeks, we will have started rolling out these. Our integrations at first were created mainly for GroovePages, and they were pretty limiting in terms of what we wanted to be able to do with them. So for example, some of you guys reported issues when you go into GrooveMail and you want to trigger an integration from the GrooveMail automations. Those were kind of breaking because it was not created for that purpose. Now we are recreating it so that it really works well with all of the platforms that we have right now and that we will be adding on in the future as well. So that's GrooveSell. A lot of things are happening with GrooveSell, and basically because the team is working on other stuff as well. What else? GrooveVideo is working on a very cool thing, which is a faster streaming. So whenever you are loading in the GrooveVideo, for now it kind of shows the loading. That's going to be much faster now. So the system we are putting in is going to break up a video, kind of a lazy loading for a video. I don't really understand the technology, but we found a way to kind of speed up the loading, where you have a video, you upload a video, and it's going to get broken up in 3,000 chunks, for example, a long video in 3,000 or even more chunks. And we're going to load in only the first couple of parts for the user. There will be an automatic conversion to kind of the best quality that the internet service can handle. So if somebody has a very quick internet access, the best image quality will be served, and if somebody is on a lower speed internet, the lower quality video will be served. But this lazy loading type of functionality is something that is new, but is going to make things much faster. So the player will load faster, the videos will load faster, and it's going to be a better experience for everybody. We're also putting in the integrations for GrooveVideo, which is connecting the GrooveVideo form with webhooks or integrations or GrooveMail tags and things like that. That's also being worked on. What else? Small improvements with GrooveWebinar. That's what I believe. This wasn't deployed yet, but GrooveWebinar, whenever you are watching the GrooveWebinar as a user, as a guest, you have a couple of icons around that don't have tooltips, for example. So we are putting in tooltips and making sure that everybody understands what those are. Like mute. There is 2 mute options in GrooveWebinar. One is for muting the chat and one is for muting the actual sound. And we are changing some stuff around to make it more simple. And yeah, I'm going on for 18 minutes now. I think I'm going to stop, but there's a lot of things happening. So all of this is going to be becoming. Some of the things that I mentioned are already out. Some of the things are going to be released real soon. But all in all, there's a bunch of stuff being worked on. We are constantly having calls about GrooveWebinar Live and GrooveStream. You're finding the best solution for the way to handle the stream, and also those on-screen illustrations and banners and buttons and things like that. So we didn't start with the development of that yet. We're looking for the best, cheapest solutions so that we can provide the best service for you guys. What else is being worked on? Oh yeah, GrooveBlog. GrooveBlog is we have a GrooveBlog team working on a way to handle the deletion and editing of images on a post, the editor we are using is literally like a notepad, which doesn't fully fully support click and hover options for images. For example, when you add an image, it's great, it's there, but the way you delete it right now is by clicking the backspace button. Like it deletes the image as part of the text, for example. But now what we are looking into is, I can even show you. This is very, very, very early stages, but something like this could be the solution that we're looking for. So this is just a video that I'm showing right now. Whenever you hover on an image in GrooveBlog, we'll be able to kind of show the menu. At this moment, is just not possible to do that, but we are kind of developing this functionality so that that when you put in images and you put in videos and put in a map, for example, or any kind of embed into a post, and you want to delete it or edit it or something like that, to be able to do that very simply, very intuitively with a kind of a pop-up or tooltip sort of way. So that's being worked on right now. We also got a couple of improvements, like we brought in this is not live yet, this is still on the developers local servers, but for example, the way when you highlight text in GrooveBlog, then you have the, I don't know, the color pickers, and the highlight color is also having this rich color picker. That's being added, or that was already added. It's going to get released soon. Also hyperlinking text and enabling it to open in a new tab or in the same tab, that's also been done. So we'll just wait for this last one to be done, and then we'll release everything out. But yeah, a lot of things are happening with Groove, and it's very exciting that we're moving fast with all of these functionalities. When I say fast, you may not see it because maybe you're waiting for one functionality. It's like, guys, you why don't you do that one? But believe me, we're going through the timeline that what we set out we want to do very fast, with the new team members that we added on in Groove, and with everything. This is great job. All right, 22 minutes after I started this live stream, I'm really going to go into the actual Q&A, which we set out to do. But actually, before I do that, I just wanted to kind of clarify one more thing. Mike Felsain posted an image the other day about new pricing plans and the new kind of pricing structure that we are going to be implementing. This is happening, and we had a bunch of meetings since the last Q&A I had here. Mike is very eager to announce things before we have everything cleared out, and that's what happened the other day as well. There are some things that I still need to know. I still need to have the information, and we still need to kind of discuss with the team before I do that video. So if you were one of those people that asked, like, David, why don't you do the video already? I actually received many private messages like Mike said to do the video, so do the video. I just want to clarify that for the video, I want to have the correct information, because it wouldn't be fair for our team and for you guys if I go on live and say one thing, but then we decide to kind of change our mind because it wasn't clear enough in our conversation. So we really did a very good plan, and I'm going to show you very quickly one of the drawings I did so that I can easily explain this to you. So if I go into my notepad, so this is something that I'm going to explain, or what's going to happen. I'm going to show you what our funnel will look like and what the pricing structure will look like, and I'm going to explain that that image that kind of Mike very briefly shared. It's blurry, so you cannot see it, but let me show you what I mean. All right. So there was this image that was shared by Mike. It's very brief. You couldn't kind of see it very clearly. This is here. So this is the image in the background. He wrote on it and he made it blurry, so you cannot really see what it says, but I'm going to explain all that. There is just a couple of key things missing that I'm still waiting for clarity, and then I'm going to do that video. But yeah, it's not something that we need to hurry with, because this is just what will happen in the future. We are moving towards that new pricing structure, new way of kind of showing the funnel. Will have a new funnel which will kind of focus on certain things. What we wanted to kind of do is make sure that whoever you bring into Groove and they purchase, that you just get the most amount of commissions out. And we want to be profitable. We want you to be profitable. So we create the real good kind of sequence and a funnel and a pricing structure where not only when you bring in a person through the funnel that they can upgrade, then you get commissions, but also a lot of opportunities within the platform. So you just got a couple of thousands or 100 or dozen of free members, you'll still be able to earn commission on those that you brought in before. So that's basically it. Any kind of price plan does not matter for lifetime members, do they? Oh no, this is just for those people that will be coming into Groove, that you guys will be bringing in. It's mainly important for people to understand while they are promoting. So if you're an affiliate, or if you plan to promote Groove, or if you kind of want to have an agency, or you are running an agency and you want to know what your clients need to or will be paying, that's the information that I'm going to be bringing. But if you already paid and you are kind of using Groove for yourself, then there's nothing that changes for you. We'll be putting in some limits for free members. We'll be putting in some different limits for the different silver and premium levels that are going to be on monthly, but nothing that concerns you. All right, now I'm really gonna start answering your questions, guys. So if you have any, please pop them into the comments below, and I'm just going to actually, let's just bring this here, and I'm going to go into this Facebook post and start answering the comments. So let's see. Rob has a question on here. Let me move into this side. Can you show how to use a webinar template and make it work with the webinar? I clicked on the registration, it went to confirmation. I clicked on iCalendar and nothing happened, and funnel died. Oh my god, how did it die, Rob? All right, can you show details of how to make it work perfectly? All right, so I'm going to give my best. When you go into GroovePages and you select a webinar funnel, you have a template that you need to work with if you are using GrooveWebinar, and I believe that's what you're referring to. When to work with webinar, we created webinar templates that could work with any type of webinar. So you come into the builder, you click over here to this webinars button, and you create a webinar funnel. So you can select some of these funnels over here. Let's just say we want to use this investment tactics, for example. It's not really important what it says. It's just the design that you like. So there is registration confirmation, broadcast, live, checkout, webinar replay page, order thank you page. You may not need to use all of these pages, but they're there in case you plan to use them. So for example, now here there is a headline, sub-headline, video. There's some event starts, language, location. There's do you want to register now? You can connect this button to a Groove webinar, for example. But yes, that's everything. So there is a form. Not every option here will be working with every webinar platform that you may be using. I will just assume you are talking about GrooveWebinar, so I'm just going to go into GrooveWebinar and show you how to connect it. For example, GrooveWebinar has its own form, so this section will not need to be here. You can put in some other content, or you can just delete this block, for example. Also, GrooveWebinar has its own buttons that you can embed. You can also embed a different registration sections that I'm going to show you. So here we are in GrooveWebinar. Let's just say that this is my Groovathon live webinar that I created. I'm going to go to links, and here I can get a quick registration page link. So this is the easiest that you can do. You can just take this default registration page link and connect this to a button, for example. So you go and connect this to a button. Let me just reload this one. And you connect this to a button. When somebody clicks on the button, they will go over to register on your registration page for Groove. So for example, let's just do this here. Connect it to a URL, paste, and yeah, open a new tab. All right. So I'm going to just quickly publish this and preview it. Oh, by the way, one of the fixes that we did yesterday or 2 days ago was previously when you updated a button, for example, it actually got rid of all of the styling from the button and then brought it back after a couple of seconds. Now, when you click update, it just happens instantly. There is no kind of lag or delay. So, all right. This is our webinar replay page, for example. I just connected this button, but when you want to get somebody to sign up for your webinar, you can get them this, and then you can control this page differently in GrooveWebinar. That's one of the ways. You could also go into webinars and embed a button directly. So the button will trigger a pop-up which will show the registration embed widget. You could also embed a form. Like, for example, if you have a form on your site, you kind of where am I with this? Okay, so this is a funnel. I want to come here. Webinar broadcast, webinar registration page, for example. If you want to create a section, it will probably not look good with this one unless we make it white. So let's just make this white. Let's just make this black. It just depends on your setup. But for example, there is this form which I don't really think we need. So over here, so I could delete these sections, and instead of this one, I could just bring in maybe even these. But I'm just going to show you real quick here. You could bring in a code embed element and embed the code that you copied over from GrooveWebinar or other platforms. It depends what you're using. So when you did this, then you can see how it looks, but you'll have a form that was embedded here so that you can modify on the pages. I'll need to double check with the team and remove this scroll. It's really not necessary here. Not sure why it shows, but yeah, this is something that you can do to kind of embed the whole form. As I mentioned, you can embed buttons as well. You could embed this part as well. So this is a registration widget that is also available here. Registration widget embed. So you can take, for example, just this part and embed it on your page so that people can kind of see and convert the time into their own time zone, and then once they click the register, then a pop-up will show and then they can register through here. So it depends on your setup. The easiest really is to just get the registration link and forward people to register there. That's something that I would do just to keep things simple, just to keep things fast. So hope this gives you enough clarity. It depends on how you want to set up. Let's just see. I clicked on iCal calendar, nothing happened, and funnel died. So when you register on a funnel, when you register on a webinar, if you're talking about GrooveWebinar, there is a confirmation step afterwards where you can put in your where you get the. Let's try to do that here for this webinar. You get the confirmation page. It's a default confirmation page where I'm going to just really quickly register and show you what I'm talking about. So if I select the date, if I put in some of the details in here, all right, register. You get the confirmation page, registration success page, where you can kind of put things into your calendar. The ICS iCal calendar is a file that you download and you basically upload into your iCal or something. So this is a file that is getting downloaded. As you can see here, it's opening my my iCal. In Google Calendar, it's really quickly opening your Google Calendar so that you can add the event, and Outlook Calendar is doing the same thing. It's just adding it into Outlook Calendar. I don't know what you say that your funnel died. Nothing happened and funnel died. You could maybe explain it better, but that's basically what it does. So when you click the join webinar, then you get the countdown to wait for the webinar to start. So that's basically GrooveWebinar. Not sure what you're using, if this is GrooveWebinar or not, but I was guessing that it is. All right, let's move on. Jason Spirko, is there an update on when GrooveMail SMTP will be available? I believe I did that update earlier. I've been getting a lot of people signing up with free package, but when they try to sign up GrooveMail sending like SendGrid, they get a pop-up saying they cannot do since GrooveMail is in beta. Yes, Jason, you asked this last time as well, just a week ago. I mentioned that I'm going to get the team to add it in. This is being worked on. There is still some settings that we need to adjust so that the free users have a different experience than the paid users. So that's being worked on. Once that is done, we'll get it available for free members. How should I guide free account members to send email using Groove? At this moment, you cannot, but this will be changing real soon. As I mentioned, we are going to work on the external SMTPs, and then also GrooveMail SMTP is coming soon as well. When is GrooveWebinar Live and Groove? Okay, let's just answer this one first. When is GrooveWebinar Live coming? This is, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking into the different ways of the streaming. Is not the problem. The problem at this moment that we are facing is when you're streaming and you want to put things on the screen. Like, for example, when I highlight a comment, like, for example, this type of thing is something that we're researching. There are a lot of different ways to achieve the result, but the way to get there, some of them are more complex, some of them are less complex, some of them are kind of pricey to do, some of them are simple or not pricey but very complex to implement. So we are finding out the best ways, and after we found that, then we can start coding the streaming and this kind of on canvas thing. So I believe within Q2 we will have Groove Webinar Live. So Q2 is basically the 3 months that are April, May, June. I believe within that period we will have Groove Webinar Live, and then after that GrooveStream is coming. That is going to be building on top of this streaming and this on canvas related technology. So Q2, I would say. I do not have an estimate at this moment, but that's just my guesstimate. GrooveMember is coming out of Sandbox. GrooveMember is coming out of Sandbox. At this moment, the target is also Q2. By the end of Q2, we will want to have all of the functionalities that we planned for, so that we can say GrooveMember version 2 is out. So that's also Q2. Brian Dunn has a question about, I read it earlier. He wants to have a template where he doesn't necessarily shows the images because he doesn't need them. He suggested something on the feedback portal. I received that. I saw it. I didn't make it live or public yet. Will do. But at this moment, Brian, what I could suggest is just to use what you have here. I know that there are different templates, and we will be doing different templates. Like at this moment, we will be redoing the version 1 GrooveMember template. So basically, you will have the canvas on the right-hand side and then the outline on the left-hand side, and that's going to be one of the templates. So in that template, in that layout or design, you won't need to have these images in there. I understand that at this moment, version 2 does not have all those layouts yet, but for now, what you could do is just really simple, create an image based on your brand. Like you probably have a logo, you probably have some brand colors. Create something that is branded and just write in the middle of the image, download, like click here to download or something like that. Or installation, like how to install, just put that on the image and place it in here. It's going to look much better, much more professional. And at this moment, that's my suggestion that I can give you. All right, Banke had a question, and I followed up on this one because I needed more information about your questions here. But any further updates on RazorPay and GrooveSell? ETA was in March, and this is being worked on. As I mentioned, we started working on the payment gateways, but we said, okay, hold on. We know that we will need to add on more payment gateways in the future as well. So let's just create this common component for payment gateways, so that once we develop that, it's much faster to add the payment gateways in, and that's being worked on right now. As I mentioned, Molly, Paystack, RazorPay, and 2Checkout will be coming. The ETA was March, and it may need to be extended a little bit because we changed this payment system architecture a little bit. My GrooveMember is not working. Course video is not opening. I followed up on your issue, Bank8. That was very specific to your issue, to your membership. I checked with the Barshi. There is a fix if maybe it has either gone already live, so please double check, or it is going to be going live real soon. The team member that worked specifically on your membership fell ill, so we cannot double check. He's not he wasn't answering on the messages that we sent to him today, but if it is not fixed yet, then it's going to get fixed. This was an issue with the video component, the Groove video component, and it is something that we needed more days to kind of finalize. You say now still waiting. Yes, so some issues will take a little bit more because it requires a lot of research, a lot of development. So it's not like you report it and then the second day it's done. We would really love to do all of our fixes that way, but sometimes we just need to wait a little bit more. But your issue is getting worked on. In case one has signed in for a membership in version 2 and also a course in Portal in version 1, how can they access both? So version 1 and their portals are for version 1 courses and memberships. So that's not related to version 2. They would need to sign on 2 places in order to be able to access both. So that's unfortunately that way. We will have portals for version 2 as well. I do not have an ETA, but that's the plan. When would we be able to import course from version 2 to version 1 to version 2? That's also coming soon. After we have done this sprint with the different fixes, we'll be focusing on the improvements and the functionalities. I believe this one will be that one functionality. All right, let's move on. Ocha and Co. Hi David, really appreciate you putting the time into help us all. My question is about the images displayed on GrooveKart homepage. Is it possible to change the size of images and make them larger? I'm trying to replicate my Shopify site and would like to display larger images with more impact. With this image that I'm seeing here, unfortunately, these are kind of set. This is a set element where it displays the products dynamically. So you can say, okay, display this, and this product, and it basically just puts in all of the information. So you can really quickly update it. This makes it easier to kind of handle the product display on your store, but it's not flexible enough for doing custom layouts and custom work. So what I would suggest is do something like that. Like you put in a 3-column layout, you put in, instead of this image, you put in a different image, and then you can actually make it bigger, smaller, as big as you want, basically. So what I'm suggesting is, instead of okay, that's not what I wanted to do. It's basically an icon, so we need to do this. So if you don't use this product element, I don't know, product layout, product. Anyway, the element that shows these products, but instead you create a block with 3 columns with the title, price, and a custom button that brings people to the product page. Then you can control all of the aspects of the image, of the button, of the text, of everything. So instead of using a pre-made element, you make your custom container, you make your custom layout. That would be my suggestion. If you want to replicate your Shopify site, that would mean custom work, basically with the resizing of images, resizing of other content. So you can do that immediately already, but that would mean that you not use this for that one specific place where you want to display the images bigger, for example. Are there news about prices ready? I believe I answered that one, so I'm going to skip. I have funnels designed, and I have a funnel design agency specialized in Groove. Uh, I think I remember you, Gonzalo. You were posting about you're in Argentina, if I'm right. I saw some of your posts previously in the Facebook community. How would you work with clients today? Would you look for them to buy Groove accounts as affiliates, or would you wait for them to release the agency mode? Waiting when you need to make money is not a good idea. So wait for nothing. Even though some of the functionality is not yet here, there is no need to wait. Like what you have available right now, just have a look at it and basically just start working with that. That would be my solution. So there are many people that focus on creating pages and memberships, and basically they have their own agencies focused on helping people with Groove. And most of them, they use all of the things that they have available right now. So we are real close with having the user roles and permissions for GrooveBlog like ready and finalized. Let me even show you. I actually got a video that showcases some of the things that was worked on. Let me just get you the video. Hold on. I'm just looking at the screen here. All right. So the team was working on GrooveBlog. This is the first app that we are implementing after we have done the necessary changes. We are going to move on to the rest of the stuff. Okay, so here, this is how it's going to look like. We will have when you're invited as a user on somebody else's account, you will see that you can access your account. This is going to be prettier, not like this is just on developer's local account, but this is kind of enough for you guys to see on what's being worked on in terms of user roles. So you'll see your account and you'll see the invited account. Like, for example, you are the designer, you'll be able to access somebody else's account. And then when you access somebody else's account, you'll not be able to access some parts of the account that they didn't give you access to. For example, let's just go back and let's click that client's account. So you, for example, here we open a GrooveBlog, for example. I have a very itchy nose. So the accounts will be managed here. Let's move on. Okay, so these are going to be the user roles. This is also going to be made pretty, but there will be permissions. Like, for example, in GroovePages, many more permissions will be coming here. For GrooveBlog, creating blogs, editing blogs, updating blogs, deleting, managing posts, managing navigation, managing themes, managing settings, and then there will be also certain view-only permissions. This is how it's going to look like. So you decide who you want to have access to what. And once that is done, the actual client, the actual user, when they open the blog, they will not be able to access all of the functionality that they were not given the right and permission to kind of access. So once this loads, let's see. This is on their local machine, so it's a little bit slower, but anyway, what we are working on is that the users won't be able to see those options that were not given to them. So if, for example, you didn't give permission to your user to for example, delete the blog, then the delete button won't show and things like that. So that's something that we're working on, and I just gave you a sneak peek of how it looks like, but I do not suggest you to wait with anything. So what you have currently is either you invite a person through your affiliate link, so they join on a free account, where you can get them to upgrade, and then they will have a monthly paid account where you get commissions, which is pretty cool. The other option is that you start working on your account, invite them to your basically shared an affiliate link. You get them to sign up for a free account. You design everything on your account and then transfer the items to them. Basically, you create a share link and then they import the templates on their end. If you're doing this for websites, if you're doing kind of a full service agency that you also handle their memberships and things like that, then you will need to get their login information to be able to work on. This is two things. Then the third option is to actually have a client where you build their website in your account. But this is kind of the last option that I would suggest. This is pretty limiting because in case they want to start selling with GrooveSell, for example, you would need to kind of share access to your account, which is not ideal. You would be able to set up their systems for them, but people are not happy to share money related stuff, so they will want to get access to their transactions and payment gateways and things like that, which is if it is on your account, that's not ideal. So the first two options, sharing the affiliate link and them buying, and then the sharing affiliate link and them staying on the free account, is what I would suggest. If you're only doing design for funnels, websites, and things like that, then you would be able to use the third option. But if you're kind of a full service agency, I suggest you staying on one of the first two options. All right, perfect. So let's move on. Ismail has a question. In one of your videos, I think you mentioned 2-checkout is being considered as an additional payment in GrooveSell. Yes, will it be added as well for GrooveKart? Actually, this is already available for GrooveKart since the beginning. So in GrooveKart, it's already available for everyone. I mean, everyone on an upgraded account. I'm going to just really quickly show you. So if you go to settings, payment gateways, 2-checkout was always there. You may have missed it. They changed their name to Verifone, if I'm correct. I think that was 2-checkout. Yeah, let's just check here. But 2-checkout is now Verifone. Yeah, so you can see it here. 2-checkout is already available for GrooveKart. It's going to also come for GrooveSell. So, yep, that's basically it. All right, let's move on. Any estimate on which quarter the integration likely to be added? So if not by the end of Q1 for GrooveSell, then it will be in Q2. But this is being worked on heavily right now. An ETA from when GrooveMail Builder is available for creating nice designed emails. I believe this is going to come in by the end of Q1. Hey, cool, Davey Lemon, a question. How do we access the membership domain settings? Favicon title pages for the browser. Code includes head, body, top, body, bottom to use with third-party apps, OG image, etc. So these options over here aren't available right now. This is a functionality that we will be adding. So there are people, I believe you guys reported it as well, or it may not have been you, maybe somebody else, but there were reports and there are reports about I want to change the title tag for my GrooveMember membership. At this moment it says GrooveMember here in the tab. That's something that we are going to address. There will be two phases for that one. So first, it's going to be a quick fix where we use the lesson name, the chapter name, or the module name that the user is kind of visiting at that moment is going to be the title for the page. So that's going to be an automatic kind of change, but we will be able to add more functionalities like what you mentioned for managing each and every one of those things, like OG images, meta tags, meta keywords, meta title, and things like that. All of that is going to be coming. Adding in code injections, like third-party code, is also be coming in the future. But at this moment, this is just not available. It's not somewhere where you can manage it right now. It will be coming though. But the favicon, I believe the favicon was added. I may be wrong. Let's just double check together. So I think you're talking about the version 2. All right, so this is a featured image. I may be wrong though. There may not be a favicon for. Yeah, so there is no favicon at this moment, if I'm correct. maybe in the membership site customizations. So let's just double check here. I know that there was talks about it, so it may have already been added or maybe not. I think it will be a no, but yeah, I think we'll need to wait for that one as well. The team is working on that one. As I mentioned, there will be improvements within the next sprint, so some of these are already on the list there. All right, let's move on. What type of quiz platform can work with Groove? I'm planning to include quiz on my Groove website. Anything that can be embedded can work. So if the quiz platform is Jotform or Question Scout or any of these Formaloo, any of these form, quiz, survey platform, even Google Forms can work. That you can embed on your pages. Anything can work with Groove. If you're if you mean anything that when somebody fills out goes into Groove Mail, that at this moment cannot. We don't support external information to be sent into Groove Mail. That's not available right now. It will be though. I believe this is in Q2 that we will work on that one. But yeah, we will have. So any type of quiz platform that you can embed can work with Groove. All right, Katrina has a question. Are Groove apps, GrooveMember and GroovePages hosted by Groove? Yes, they are. And if so, are they backed up regularly? And what is an approximate length of the backups? Thank you. So the backup is not something that we kind of give users access to. Backups, when we say backup in a cloud-hosted platform, it means a database backup. So this is not something that users can freely access to. In GroovePages, since GroovePages is a HTML builder, you can have revisions. So inside GroovePages, when you go into settings, you have revisions. So basically, this is a in case you have done some changes and settings and things like that, you will have certain pages will have revisions. Let's see for this one maybe. All right, so this page has revisions. We save a state of your page how it was with a previous save. So let's just go back in this time, and you can have a look how it looked like there. There were some certain small changes in this page that I just don't know what those were, but you can go back in time and kind of use revisions in GroovePages. With GrooveMember, I'm talking about version 1. GrooveMember version 1 is not an HTML site, and it's not an HTML thing that basically it kind of gets saved so you can go back in and preview the previous versions. It's literally just placeholders for your content that is in our database. So that one we cannot save. But with a new version 2 GrooveMember, it is a different scenario, because when you go into a lesson, for example, now we have this undo and redo buttons, which means that the state and the content on the canvas that you see on the builder is getting saved. It's getting revisions in certain way. So this was, if we have this one, we will be able to add revisions like these in the future for GrooveMember. At this moment, this is not done. We are backing up our systems for issues and all sorts of information is being saved, but the content, like for example, at this moment, the layout, like for example, here's a video and I have below a button. This is not saved because this is not an HTML. This is not something that we can save. It will be possible for us to develop the technology to kind of have these revisions for GrooveMember. At this moment, it is not. Our database backups are for when something goes wrong, like server got shut down, or God forbids that happens, but when something something that is happening with the database or the servers goes down, then we can really quickly just bring back the database. Those backups are running. But something that users can access to, that's not something that we are doing. And that's not only us, that's most cloud-based platforms are doing database backups, because backing up every user's data and every change that they made, that's just very, very costly. All right. Let's have a look. Next question in here. Scott Nielsen. Question: can you show us how to create a landing page in GrooveMail form that we can direct to our ads and social media too, which is basically simple 2-column form with a photo on one side and CTF form to collect first name, last name, and email on the other side for our contacts list, and then send those 3 data variables over to our affiliate advertiser site so they do not have to type those in again. All right, so I believe Scott is talking about a very simple landing page, which we probably have a bunch of templates for, like this one, and this one, and this one, and okay, I'm just going to pick one because let's see, which one do you like, David? Okay, let's just use this. Actually, this is pretty ugly. I'm very picky. I don't even know why I'm picky. Let's just select the first one that comes up. Okay, here's one. All right, so if you can see, this is basically what you want. So on one side you have a form and the other side you have an image. In this case, we don't have on this side an image, but the image is in the background of the block. So literally the same thing, is just a setup is different. But what you want to have is a GrooveMail form instead of this form here. So the GroovePages team is also working on an integration that will allow you to go in here and instead of an integration, select GrooveMail. That's also being worked on. That's in progress. But for now, what I would suggest is just dragging in a GrooveMail element form, which is over here in GrooveMail form. So let's just drop this here. It may not look the same way that you want. Let's see if this is the one. Okay, email, first name, last name. All right. So what we can do now with this one, we can adjust the sizing, we can adjust the colors, we can adjust everything so that it looks exactly like the one that we have on the canvas. So that's why I didn't remove these. I just added on another extra section below. So let's just see, relative to the parent, let's just make this wider. There we go. And now we can go into each and every one of these to make it bigger. Like, for example, we adjust the padding. All right, let's just put it 11, or let's just put it 10. Oops, like this. And let's adjust the borders so that it's not round, but it's square. Okay, we're almost there. Let's just adjust the text size like that. And there we go. So we achieve something like this form. So let's just do that for the second one as well. So we'll just put 10 padding. We'll just remove the borders and we'll put in 20 for the text size. This may not fit each template, but I'm just showing what works in this case, in this scenario. So we will work with the third input field and we will do 10. We will remove the rounded borders and let's just do 20 here for this one. All right. So the submit button is having a yellow background. So I'm just going to copy this color in here and adjust. Oops, that's not the right section that I wanted. I wanted the button. All right. Come on. All right, let's just save. On this site I'm using, I do lots of tests, so it may have broken somewhere. But anyway, you get the gist of it, I believe. You go in, you adjust the form, and you all right. So now That's again not the right element I wanted. I wanted the button. Okay, the form submit button. All right, so I cannot click on the form submit button. That's strange. We need to get that checked. I believe this is on this side. But what you do is basically you recreate the same layout over here. So let's just imagine that this is the button that I just recreated, and now you can you basically delete the rest over here, and you have achieved what you wanted. It's not the way that we want it to work. Like we will have, as I mentioned, the simpler way of just taking a template, connecting it to GrooveMail, and in 3 clicks you're done. But for the moment, while that is being developed, you can recreate your forms this way. So this would work. Now, when somebody fills out your GrooveMail form, you said you want to forward this to your affiliate advertiser site. Not sure what that implies. Would it be emailing them the information? In most cases, this is not the best way to do it. But if you want to send your like do certain automations with with a GrooveMail form, you could do email parsers, and I believe that was an idea that I saw in the community by Brian Dunn. There are email parser platforms like Parseo, I believe that's the name, Parseo. Extract data from emails. So basically, what it does is you send an email which has certain information, like what you're collecting. In this case, you're collecting email, first name, last name. Platforms like Parseo could get that email and make sense of it, so that it says, okay, email is this, name is this, da da da. Or there are other platforms like, for example, Connect from Public Connect, for example. Maybe Zapier has that, maybe Integrately has that. I'm just not familiar with those. Some of these platforms have built an email parser, so that what you could do is when you create a workflow, for example, let's just do a test. You can say email parser, and then what they do here is they give you an email address. So you can copy this email address and add it into GrooveMail. All right. So once you go into GrooveMail, you add it into GrooveMail to send to forward the responses there, and then basically you could do that. I'm not quite sure what type of information, how you're sending the information to them, but this could be a way to do it. All right, let's move on. Question, media library. I know you're working on it, but can you update us on if or when we might be able to, one, also select a third media source from G menu, like 1 terabyte cloud? Not quite sure what this relates to. For the media library, at this moment, we don't have plans to integrate another library for yourself. Like you can save your images and upload them to Groove. Of course, our new media library that we have planned is most probably going to come in Q2. We'll have drag and drop functionalities, multiple image uploads, folder support, and things like that. But that's not something that we are considering, like adding another source at this moment. May change in the future, but I don't think that's something we will do. Select media saved in Groove library by category. Yeah, that's something that we will have. We will have search, sorting, filtering, folders in the new media library. So that's that will be coming. Rename our stored media and add a title. Yeah, that's also going to be possible. One of the things that I'm also pushing forward is that when you upload an image within the media library, that you set up the SEO related stuff like the alt tags and the image description, the image title, the different stuff that that Google Images, like for example, when you go to Google and you click images, it's a whole another search platform specifically for images. So when you search for Groove, for example, there is a lot of images that have information like the image name or image description or image alt tags or something like that, which say Groove. So this is how search engines can find these images. So this is what we want to do with our image library as well, so that you can put in all of that information. So when you're searching for them through search engines, that they would find it. So this is another way to kind of bring traffic over to your sites. With global blocks that are being developed for pages, will we be also able to use them within GrooveMember version 2? No, that is not the plan for the moment. GroovePages is a static HTML site builder that has blocks and management of the blocks completely different from what GrooveMember does. So GrooveMember is a dynamic content library where you can manage the layout. It's not a page builder. With the version 1, we may have been able to do that, but with the version 2, that's not going to be possible. Hi, David Lemon. Is there an ETA for our new GrooveKart builder? Can I customize a GrooveKart header? I have asked that question from our GrooveKart team. The last that I heard is, yeah, I didn't hear back from them. We have a lot of our GrooveKart team members are from Russia, and they are having a bunch of difficulties there with working, with living and things like that. So it's very hard to get in contact with some of our team members, which could cause delays, unfortunately, but that's just a state of the world right now. So I didn't get that information, but I know that the other team members from GrooveKart were working on that very heavily. I do not have an ETA because I do not have the latest information on where we stand with that one, due to the lack of possibility and communication. But as soon as I get that information, I'm going to share that in the next Q&A. So for the moment, I unfortunately don't have an ETA. I know that we were very close to finalizing some of the stuff that we planned before we release it. I just don't know where we stand with that one. But I do think that by the end of March, which is, let's see, still a week to go, by the end of March, I think it may be happening. So the new visual builder improvements and stuff for GrooveKart, I believe this is going to happen. All right, Reagan has a question. Can GroovePages be able to create a block with 3 buttons and stick it at the bottom all the time while scrolling down mobile mode only, so that they can easily click on CTA? Let's see. All right, something like this. I think it may be possible. I haven't tested it, honestly. But if you have a look what this is, it's a block with 3 containers. You would need to manage the containers manually so that they don't get stacked on top of each other on mobile, but they show next to each other. With transparent background, that is z-index is high so that it shows on top of all of the content. And then you basically set up the icons and then the round borders around those icons with a kind of a transparent-ish white color as the background of the icon. I think it could be doable. I haven't tested it yet, but it should be possible, right? From my thinking. Okay, can you please tell me how can I access today's webinar with Jay Cruiz? I registered but never received an email with the access information. I actually wanted to say that within the next, like it's starting within the next 15-18 minutes, we will have you must have received emails like this one. There's a very good presentation that's going to start I believe within the next 18 minutes, which is this one. If you haven't registered yet, you go to groovedigital.com/presents and you can register. This is a real cool presentation. I will definitely watch as well. It's a making and flipping niche sites, and it's a real cool business. I was looking into this one as well when I was joining Groove, because Groove gives you this ability to create unlimited number of pages and things like that, and this type of business model could go really well with what Groove offers. So I highly suggest you watch it. If you haven't registered, one more time, groovedigital.com/presents. You can register here. You put in your first name, last name, email, reserve the spot. If you are registered already to our Groove Digital Presents emails, you must have received an email over here So no need to re-register in case you did that, but in case you haven't, then you may have to. So I do not know why the email didn't come. You may have received it into your spam, or you may have received it into your junk, or something might have happened. But my suggestion would be to try and register with another email that you can access to, and double check everything. I really don't know what may have gone wrong, but hopefully you get in with another email of yours. All right, Judy has a question. I want to keep my websites on the platform for GoDaddy. Is that okay? Judy, I'm not sure if you're watching or not, but at this moment we're discussing Groove. If you have a platform, something like a GoDaddy page builder or something, you could use that one, but then there is no need to kind of use Groove. If you would like to, if you're talking about your domains, that you would like to keep your domains on GoDaddy, you still can do that, but you will need to point your domain. So you are basically leaving them in GoDaddy, but you point it to Groove. Then you can have your websites designed, created, or membership sites or blogs managed in Groove with the domain that is on GoDaddy. All right, so this is the last comment that I have here. I'm seeing somebody's typing, or it may be just Facebook bugging out, but I'm going to go into the questions or the comments from the live stream in here, and I'm going to be answering those. So let's just see the first one. Basics for you. Hi, David. Hope you're enjoying lemons. Thank you very much. I am. My question is, what is the difference between portals and memberships? Great question. So portals have two functionalities. Portals are something that you basically get pointed to, and like, let's just say you're a user and you wanted to kind of go and check all of the courses by somebody like, let's say, Mike Filsane. Mike Filsane created a portal where you can see all of his courses: butterfly marketing, funnels masterclass, I don't know, everything else. And now you can go onto a portal and see all of his courses and memberships that he's selling, but you may not have access to any of those. All right, so you can click on learn more, and this portal would redirect you then to the sales page. So from this, the first functionality of a portal is to sell a course for users that are not part of that course yet. Okay, when you actually go in and go through the funnel and you purchase the actual access to the course, a portal can be the same place where you also access what you have purchased. So let's just say now you have gone and purchased one of Mike's courses, and you go back to the same portals. That course will show with a login button, but the rest of the courses will show with a learn more button. So that's the two functionalities of a portal. One is to sell to those users that are not part of the certain course or membership yet, and the other functionality of a portal is to act as a gateway to allow people into the content that they have purchased. A membership in GrooveMember currently is basically managing of the different levels, access levels. So let's just say that you have, let's just draw it out. All right, so this is a membership. All right, and let's just say that you have, let's just do this. You have 3 courses. All right. That's not the one that I wanted. You have 3 courses. The courses have also certain access levels. So you decide who gets what. All right. You say there's a silver, the silver access level, this is a gold access level, and this is a platinum access level. All right. Even though platinum is worth less, I believe, people think that platinum is kind of the top level, but I don't think it is. All right. Anyway, you have course 1, course 2, course 3. Let's just draw. So 1, 2, and 3. This is a membership. It holds the courses and it holds also the access of who gets what. All right. And then in platinum, let's just say everybody gets access to everything. So as you can see here in the silver, I have 2 X's, which means that this is not a part of that access level. In gold, you have everything but 1 X, and then in platinum you get everything. So that's a membership. A portal is, oops, wrong tool. A portal is this, where you can see multiple memberships at the same time. So let's just position this content on here. And then let's put that in here. So that's the portal. Okay? And the portal, if you have access, then it will say log in. If you don't have access, it's not going to say login, it's going to say learn more, right? And this learn more is going to bring people over to, I didn't delete it, but anyway, you get it. So the login will get you into the membership with the access level that you purchase. So you get access to these 3 courses. But if you haven't gotten access, then you can click learn more, and then it's going to forward you to a funnel where you can purchase. And then when you come back, then you will see a login button as well. So that's basically the difference between memberships and portals. Hopefully this helps you understand it. All right. Let's see the next question. Is there a bug preventing us to edit images in GroovePages? Amir, there should be a fix for that already released. Please just do a cache reload, or just clear your cache and do a hard reload. And you should have no issues on that part anymore. Can you show how to use a webinar template and make it work with the web? I basically did that first. I believe this is Rob. Your funnel died. Hey man, when is this rich form creator coming to GrooveMail? I believe I answered that one as well. When GrooveCalendar be live? GrooveCalendar is going to be live in somewhere in GrooveCalendar at this moment is an app that we want to do, but it's not a top priority. So I believe around Q3 we will start working on it. Q4 maybe already out, but I think that it's looking more in Q1 next year. Right. How can I collect emails from WordPress landing page? You can embed GrooveMail form into a WordPress landing page. That's what you could do right now. There is no integrations yet. That's going to be coming in Q2 this year for GrooveMail. So then you will be able to use different automation platforms for that. Will the reputation built with SendGrid transfer to GrooveMail SMTP? No. Or do we need to build it again from scratch when we switch to Groove SMTP? So the reputation that you have with every SMTP is their own. So you will need to recreate it. But basically, that's what we are doing right now. Our warm-up process is for building the reputation. That's basically how we call it. So warming of the IPs, warming of the SMTP to create a good reputation. So the inbox is the folder where the emails are received, and not the junk or the promotions or the spam folder. So that's what we are doing right now. That's why we didn't give access to GrooveMail to everybody right now. As I mentioned, we are rolling it out slowly to users with a very good reputation, with a very good audience, an active audience, so that whenever you guys get access to it later on, you won't need to do any kind of reputation management, because it's going to be already prepared for you. Um, I heard one of the people that I'm following was talking about how Kartra has a very good reputation in email sending, and how they are doing a very, very good job, and their emails are getting delivered promptly and things like that. We work with one of the lead people that set up the Kartra sending capabilities and functionalities, and he's working with us. And what we kind of got to know that Kartra is still using some of the older technologies, and they are struggling to kind of have their deliverability stay on top. With Groove, with the new systems that we put in place, that's basically what we were told, that with this new technology, if everything goes through well with the warming and deliverability is high, it's going to work much faster, much better, much smoother than Kartra ever did. So if you are familiar with Kartra, that's a platform that Mike and Donna and basically the team worked on, and that was their company before they developed it. They still continue using these old technologies. Like, for example, the page builder is completely on iframe. Like, they have very low loading scores. Their pages load very slow because of their older technologies. What we created, what we built with Groove, it's basically all of these new technologies. It takes us time to set things up, but it's going to be looking much better for the future. All right. If GrooveKart does not work with GrooveMail, does Klaviyo function fully and bring in all the data from GrooveKart so you can use flows, triggers, etc.? If not, is there a workaround on tutorial? So GrooveKart sends contacts to Klaviyo. It does not send information about the purchase at this moment. This is something that I suggested our team to kind of improve, and they said that it could be possible. At this moment is just, we really want to improve GrooveMail connection to GrooveKart first. That's already in progress. So that's something that we are working towards with the what's it called, activity log. So the activity log is going to be in GrooveMail, kind of scanning actions within the platform, and whenever something happens, then GrooveMail will know about. Then you will be able to kind of set up a store, and GrooveMail will know if a user purchased something or abandoned cart. You'll be able to do actions based on those different things. So GrooveMail will be probably first that gets this in-depth connections, and then Klaviyo will be coming later on. For the moment, Klaviyo you can use as an email marketing service, and it works well, but it just doesn't offer all of those product and tagging functionalities that it could if we would improve it. So we will most probably improve it, but first GrooveMail. All right. If someone buy Groove for 1 month and discontinue, then what happens? Will he be able to work with stuff? Yes, so they just get bumped down to the free account. They will still be able to work with Groove. So there's no change on that part. Any payment gateway in South Africa being considered to be added? Paystack. We talked about that. I believe Mark Mack, you were on the webinars where we talked about that. So yeah, Paystack is coming. When are the new plans coming out? I believe I talked about that. I also mentioned the pricing plan. I'm not going to go back to that talk. When adding a video background in GroovePages, it's stuck at its aspect ratio, and there is currently no way to auto resize it to fill the screen on mobile devices. Am I missing something? Yeah, that's correct. When you kind of put in a video which is 16:9, it won't currently, with this setup, it won't kind of resize to fill in the screen. That's correct. I think I already have a Trello card for that one for our devs to work on. I will double check, but I will just write it down for me to double check later on. But if you could, I would appreciate if you report that on the feedback portal as well, just so that that it's there. If it's there, then it's going to be seen and be worked on. So video. Okay. All right. Any consideration or timeline for GroovePay in South Africa? There's no consideration. This is really not in our hands. This is in the hands of the banking industry. So there's not much we can do about that, really. We will have Paystack and 2Checkout, so that's going to cover most of the world and South Africa specifically. How can we add alter text on images at GrooveBlog? I mentioned that one. It's not possible right now. What happened when I modify commission percentage for a product that affiliate are already promoting? Does new percentage take effect immediately, or should a new funnel be created? The percentages take effect immediately. So if you already paid out some commissions, those commissions will be effective. But if you change it, going onwards, any sale will be calculated with the new commissions. All right. Thank you, David, for taking the time to share. I appreciate these Q&As because I can listen while performing other activities. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your week. Thank you very much, Tyra. I appreciate it. How do I test payment through PayPal with GrooveSell? You cannot. GrooveSell does not work with this PayPal sandbox. So you could do tests with GrooveSell through a test mode. You go into a product and put it into test mode, then the payment step will be skipped. But PayPal cannot be tested. PayPal is a direct connection. There's no need to test it out. Only thing you need to make sure that if you are doing any kind of launch or if you're starting to kind of do heavy promotion, make sure you mention to PayPal that you're starting to sell, because they are very, very quick to kind of block accounts if X amount of sales happen. So whatever you do, if you're selling through PayPal, just let them know that you're starting your promotions so that they are aware and they don't block you. All right. For anyone that is interested, I mentioned it earlier. There is this training for creating these niche sites for make and flip. This is starting right now. So if you are interested, make sure that you don't miss out. Right. Let's just see where I stopped. Cool. Can I do ads monetization on GrooveBlog? Yes, you can. I hope you're all happy that you listened to the person who showed you Groove. Yeah. I actually have, let me just go through, let me just show you something that I'm preparing for quite some time. I just so much thing I'm working on that I never got to record the videos, but give me just a moment. I'm going to show you something that I think I'll just going to post it out without the video, just so that people are aware. But we have done a bunch of work. And so this is the release that, or these are the things that we have worked on in January and February. I never did a video because I just cannot get to it with all of the meetings and all of the things. But in GroovePages, we have added a lot of stuff. Geolocation, Event Raptor, we improved a bunch of stuff. We fixed a bunch of stuff. As you can see, whole lots of fixes. GrooveKart, we added new features. We added improvements. We added fixes. We are mentioning what's coming. GrooveVideo, I even didn't add on all of the improvements that were added in here. Still to be deployed, I believe, next 2 days it should happen. So that's coming in here. GrooveWebinar also received many more improvements in here. GrooveMail, we added a bunch of stuff like test email fields, for example, improvements, fixes. GrooveSell, there's a lot that was happening and that is happening. Lots of improvements, mostly things that were related to our launch, but anyway, this can be used by everybody as well. Couple of fixes. GrooveMember had a bunch of things in here. I believe this video went out already, but yeah, so a lot of things are happening with Groove. I just didn't have a time to create a video, and that's kind of keeping me back. So I think I'm going to do just a change log, just release the change log so people are aware of what was kind of happening, and then gradually do a video for that. But as you can see, like, we're not only sitting on our behinds here in Groove. There's a huge amount of things that are being done. Are registration pages that can be customized for GrooveMember? So registration pages, you can create them as you want with just a GrooveMail form. What you need to just create is a GrooveMail form. You put it on the page, you embed it on the page, or use a GroovePages element, and you set up an automation within GrooveMail. If somebody filled out the form, then add them to a membership. So with this technique, you can create any type of registration page that you want built into your website, or maybe on a pop-up or something like that, just to kind of connect GrooveMember with your GroovePages site funnel. How many subdomains can we have under our domain address? There is no limit to it. Also, if I have GroovePages and funnels, can it be separated under different subdomain? Not at the moment. It will be. Funnel tabs have pages. Can we have 2 or more separate funnels having pages under a domain or subdomain? Can we have 2 or more separate funnels having pages under a domain or subdomain? So you cannot mix and match. Like, if it is within one site, think about it, one site, one domain. So if you want to kind of have another domain or a subdomain for your funnels, that is kind of at this moment considered as a new site. So you can do it already, but it's not going to be managed within one builder. So you will need to go out from one of the builders, go into the other one to edit the other site, and then manage it there. We will have it a bit different, where a website is a part of the domain, but also you will have funnels a part of the domain, and you will have webinars a part of the domain. So it's not all within one builder, but it's going to be a separate thing. So you'll be able to set up separate domains and subdomains and things like that for that one specific project. What is the current turnaround time for questions submitted to Groove support that need to be escalated to devs? The reason I ask, because issues have been outstanding since January. Thanks. Andrew, I saw some of your tickets. You have a bunch of tickets, and most of your tickets are being looked into pretty fast. Some of the things that you report are bugs that the devs need to get to fixing. So you reported some of the things. We actually looked into it with Donna when you sent in the email the other day. So I know that you are getting help. That's we are doing our best. There are some bugs and tickets that cannot be attended with the lightning speed, because we also have some other reports. Some are more priority, some are less priority reports. We are managing it the best we can. So some of the bug fixes will need to wait. I will need to double check which one you reported in January and what that is about. But the latest ones that you reported were mainly fixed. How will GrooveMember 2 affect us? It's going to affect you positively, I hope, if you start using it. Not sure what you mean exactly, but if you can explain, that would be great. Web forms and GroovePages stuck getting web forms to work. I can't find answer in support. Where do I look for steps? Bob, I'm not quite sure what is the issue. Or you can find answer by contacting support. Not sure if you did that, but please, just if you let us know exactly what in detail what issues, we would probably be able to answer your questions. Can we add a global menu in GroovePages that is visible on all pages? It's not a global menu like in WordPress. We don't have a menu as a separate thing that is kind of, you manage it outside of your site. GroovePages is a block-based builder. So if you put in a navigation on top of your page, it will show. All right. If you don't, it won't show, because our system is a page and funnel builder. You need to put in the content. Like if you want to have a footer or a header showing up on your page, then you need to click on the block and drag it in. It's not a dynamic builder where you manage it outside the website and then you decide, okay, on this pages show, on this pages don't show. So that's what you would need to do. If GrooveKart does not work with GrooveMail, does Klaviyo function? I believe I answered that one earlier. On the questions about backups, they may be asking for compliance documentation. How often do you back up your servers, full differential, and how far back? I have no clue, Brian. That's not something that I deal with, so I wouldn't be able to answer your question, unfortunately. We do backups like every cloud-based platform. Our team has been working with cloud-based platforms for quite a long time, so we know the drill in terms of that one. I just don't know that information. So I know that we are doing a great job with that one, but it's just I don't know the information that you're asking for. Which font Chrome extension do you use? I had it once, but I lost it. I can't remember which one it is. I believe it was Font Ninja. Let me just double check. I don't think I have it right here. Yeah, I don't have it installed anymore, but it was Font Ninja or something like that. It's Font Ninja. It's a pretty cool font. It's a pretty cool extension where you hover over a font. It shows you the size. It shows you the color, exactly the color of the font. It shows you what font with the name of the font and things like that. So it's pretty cool. So it gives you all of the information, the sizing, the font height, the font kind of spacing, the color, and things like that. All right. Okay. When new pricing plans will get announced, I mentioned that earlier. I will be working on that one. There's some key information missing that I that I need to kind of know. Okay. Are you making new videos we can watch now? Oh, I actually have a very, very good answer to this one. So Vincent asks, are you making new videos we can watch now? We have promised that we will be adding in tooltips and built-in videos for everybody that joins Groove. They will be able to kind of see an onboarding video and more in-depth short videos about using of the platform. So now if you visit our YouTube channel, this is at this moment unorganized, but it is going to get put in to the platform with tooltips. So adding a member in GrooveMember, integrating a PayPal with Groove, finding promo links in Groove Affiliate, adding TST DNS records to Groove domains, GrooveWebinar orientation, GrooveVideo orientation, GrooveSell orientation, GroovePages orientation, GrooveMember orientation, GrooveMail orientation, GrooveKart, GrooveBlog, Groove Affiliate, an intro to Groove and all its apps, setting up your Groove account, GroovePages Builder, GroovePages is, for example, sidebar settings, styles and states, builder spacing, setting element sizes, setting global styles, adding delays. All of these are basically now available, so you can go in and you will see all of these videos as tooltips real soon. But you can have access to all of these videos right now already on our YouTube channel. So we are really cranking out all of these videos, and that's basically what we are working on. We will be adding in, as I mentioned, these videos as tooltips. Also, when somebody joins Groove, they will immediately see like intro to Groove and all of its apps. For example, this one. And then each and every app will have its orientation, very quick intro, then all of the functionalities will have their own videos and things like that. That's what you asked for, that's what we're working on. All right. New Groovesters here. Question: when do you anticipate Zoom style functionality in GrooveWebinar Stream? I believe this is something that we will work towards towards Q3, Q4. I do not know how long will that take us, but somewhere around Q3, Q4, we'll be doing some work that I can show you already the progress of. I use lots of images. How do I optimize images to improve loading times? What I do, and at this moment, this is not fully necessary, but I prefer to do it. This is going to change real soon. But what I do is I use two platforms: image compressor and WebP. freeconvert.com JPEG to WebP. So whenever I upload an image over to Groove, like before I upload an image to Groove, I do this. So I upload an image to an image compressor type platform. Like for example, this one. It compresses the image, like it takes 62% off the size of the image. Then I download it. All right. Once I downloaded it, I upload it here to convert it to WebP. And once I did that, I converted to WebP and I downloaded it, and this is the file that I upload to Groove. So conversion, like compressing and converting it to WebP, this is the way that I found the best to kind of make sure all the images are made sure to open fast, that they are not kind of dragging down the load speed of the site or the pages. So that's basically what I do with every image that I upload to Groove. This is not going to be necessary in the future. We are implementing a functionality. I believe within next week we will start working on that one. First, we set up the servers. We did all of the backend stuff necessary so that we can do it. But we have a system called image proxy that we are building in, which is image processing on the fly, which means that it's going to compress it, it's going to serve it properly, it's going to kind of make sure that the size of the image is the one that needs to be on the page. So if the page is visited from a mobile device, the size of the image needs to be much smaller, much lighter, and this type of system will automatically kind of make it smaller. So you see, it's just going to resize the images based on where you want to serve it. So this is technology that we are building in, and soon this compression and serving of WebP is going to become obsolete. But until then, I do that. I do both of these steps. All right, so we're approaching the 2-hour mark soon. I'm going to answer some of the other questions that I have here, and then I'm going to wrapping up. All right, let's just see. How come when I update my website, it doesn't update automatically? I've updated my content and it doesn't happen straight away. It might be because of the caching. There is two types of caching happening. One is a browser caching, and the other one is a CDN caching, which is something on on Cloudflare. So we use Cloudflare, which is your domain is connected to. So there's this Cloudflare caching and browser caching. So it depends. It depends on your browser how it is set up, but most of the times you will see the changes happen fast if you open the pages in an incognito window. So you probably know how incognito window works in Chrome or the other Chromium browser. You have a kind of a private view of pages, private or incognito. Those don't load cookies. Not cookies, but don't load these cache. Don't remember the previous version of the site. It kind of just uses the freshest version. That handles the browser caching, but there's still that Cloudflare server caching option, which in certain cases need to kind of refresh, and then you would be able to see the freshest version of the pages. But I just cannot tell you for certain which one it is. Try to always preview. If you don't see the changes immediately of your pages, try to view it in incognito window. If not, then just wait a little bit. This browser cache or this server caching is going to update pretty fast. When will there be a separate password access for a support team? This is the user roles and permissions. I showed a demo earlier today of how it looks like. We are really working towards finishing it up for GrooveBlog in March. Like by March, I think we will have it for GrooveBlog, and not released, but it kind of coded and working and functioning. And I showed a sneak peek earlier, but once this is done, once the functionalities are added, we'll need to put in all of the other apps, and I believe somewhere mid-April we will have that. Where is the best place to go for tutorials? YouTube. Yes, just go to YouTube and type in what you're looking for. Like if you're building a site, go to GroovePages tutorial, or type in how to build a funnel or funnel tutorial GroovePages or something like that. Put in the keywords that you're actually searching for. Pages and funnel folders. When we move a page into a funnel folder, will it ever actually be removed from the pages section, or it will always appear in both sections? It depends if you use a move or a clone. There is a move to and clone to. It depends on which one you use. In text element, can we highlight a word or sentence and assign a link to another Groove page? I tried, but only option I can see is external URL. There is no drop down for selecting a Groove page. You could go into the link which you want to link to, copy it, and paste it in as the external URL. There is no kind of select the Groove page, select the page, select and then connect. That's not available. But publish the other Groove Pages site or Groove Pages page, copy the link, and just put it in, hyperlink it to the text. Could you teach us how to use the funnel templates? When I load funnel template, it shows blank page, then the link is loaded in the browser. Yes, that happens when you create, for example, let me just show you real quick. When you use funnel templates, the funnel is a section here in our builder, which is not the primary navigation. So when you come over here to pages, you see primary navigation. These are the pages for your website. We will be separating these out, but at this moment, what you would need to do is this. So whenever you load a site, right, and you go to funnels, and you select one of the funnels, and it basically, let's just use this one, test funnel, and then the number just for myself, so that I know I can delete it later. All right. So the funnel gets built out. All right. You may not see the changes right now. It opens up as an empty, but it's empty because the primary navigation page is empty. But you loaded a funnel. The funnel is over here in the navigation. So there is a funnel folder with all of the pages intact. So at this moment, the funnels are in a separate section. So you won't see them over here. The page will open up here, but the funnels are here. As you can see, there is a long string for the funnels, which is the URL. It's strange, but this is how it shows up. So whenever we kind of rename it to, for example, funnel, we now go and publish this site. I'm just going to publish it. So what it did now is published the home page, which is empty, and it published the other pages from the funnel folder, which are not empty. So as you can see here, if I just preview, it's basically empty. It's showing my page that is a primary navigation page, which is empty. But if I put in here /funnel, oops, that's not. and I kind of click enter, I open it, then this is the same page, same site that I'm previewing. Is just that the funnel page is showing right now. So this is the difference between the page over here in the primary navigation and the funnel, which is this one. So if you loaded a funnel template and it shows the empty page, don't worry, this is just how it works. We will be separating out the funnels and the webinars from here, so it's not going to be all within one builder. That's going to be a project somewhere mid this year. There's a lot of moving parts needed to kind of be done first to in order to achieve that, but that's what we are working towards. All right. Let's see. Thanks, David, for the WebP tip. I did a week ago and I still don't see the changes. Reach out to our support team. If this is in terms of the caching issue, please reach out to our support team so they can look into it. I'm not sure what is the cause into that. There may be something that needs to be looked into. But that's basically the last question I see here. Thank you, David. You're the best. My pleasure. I cannot see who you are, but thank you very much. All right. I edited my website a week ago and it isn't changed in incognito either. What should I do? Please reach out to support. Give them your details, like the site ID. Basically, when you're editing your page, inside the address bar, there is a long URL. Copy that and send it to them so they can look into it. That would be the first thing that I would do. If you already published it and it still didn't show live the changes. So yeah, Daro. All right, perfect. Daro, if you could, I would appreciate if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook. This would kind of allow me to kind of see your comments and know that you are Daro, and that needs to be just done once. But all right, perfect. So I think we are good to go. I will probably need to wrap up for today because I need to go and moderate the webinar that is happening right now. So I will thank you all for being here. Hopefully I answered your questions. Hopefully I was able to help you at all within your Groove journey. Hopefully give you some cool things that are being worked on. And yeah, if you have any questions in the meantime, please reach out to our support team or ask in the Facebook community. And yeah, see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here. And I believe it's time for just a quick outro with the Groove song. So see you guys. Bye-bye.